All right. And we're in. So, last time on A Crown of Cold Iron, our party of intrepid heroes is delving once again into the extra dimensional ruins of the Raven Palace. Hidden away beneath the historical building above, this fragment of the historical building was sealed to prevent the strange and exceedingly dangerous magics within from escaping. However, you all have discovered that the seals on this place have diminished over time, allowing other forces to gain entry. You successfully headed off a group of Kingsguard from escaping with a large number of artifacts last time you were here, but now you've discovered that something else has infiltrated this place ahead of you as you seek the fragment of the Raven King's seal. You have discerned that there is some kind of ominous force behind the large double doors at which you all ended last session, and there still seems to be unusual magics at work here. You all have encountered clouds of spectral ravens that have been seemingly possessed with some kind of white fire. You have seen what appear to be autonomous fragments of the Tuathan being known as Mort, which have followed you and attacked you throughout your time here. And here we've left you outside this ominous door in this pitch black dining hall.
So
There are
clearly nothing will go wrong.
there
And
are
nothing has gone wrong.
there are unexplored rooms up above, from which Auric felt a sense of returning home. There is also the trail of white fire that led from the door to the areas to the south, from which you have already traveled. All right, that's a lot of prelude. What would you all like to do?
I believe we decided at the end of last session that we were going to not go into the big doors just yet, right?
Yeah. So follow you.
I didn't mean to go out the door. The trackpad just moved me.
Thanks, trackpad.
But yes.
That's actually the new Roll20 player AI. I don't even need you all anymore. It'll just play your characters for you.
Coming up to where you are.
There's even a roll to seduce slider that I can raise and lower. On one end is monk, and on the other end is bard. So directly out the doors to the north, you find the barren and almost sadly sterile bedroom that you gather once belonged to Mort when he served here 1,500 years ago.
Is it sterile because like he took everything with him, or was it always sterile?
It seems like,
Both and.
Because I
yeah.
feel like that's a worthwhile question to ask. Like,
I don't remember if it was, I think it was Cyrus who sort of gathered this impression that it seems like it was more that Mort put everything into his duty and truly did not leave anything else. And his room definitely reflects that.
so it was basically where he slept, and that was about it.
You actually get the impression, just having looked at it, it looks like he adapted an old like guard station. Like this might have been where the king's personal guard stayed during their shifts. And so he sort of occupied it himself as a one man guard force.
Okay.
So from where Auric is at, I think you can see the hallway rounds out ahead of you.
Yes. And I can see a window.
out
presumably
into
into
the
the void.
void.
Oh, I see. It goes around a corner.
Yes.
My brain thought round as in like rounding, like we were coming at the end, like a dead end kind of thing. And I was like, that's square. That's not round.
And there's a door around the corner.
Yes, there is a door around the corner. I see that. So are we going to try this door?
Why is the sorcerer going first?
I don't know. The sorcerer's going first because it's his damn castle.
It's my house.
It's
I
your house, son.
Do you want me to sneak first?
Yes.
I back up. Well, I'm carrying a torch. If he's sneaking, then I shouldn't have a torch right next to him.
Lexi also backed up again.
All right. If you'd like to sneak, go ahead and give me a stealth roll and a perception check. Whew. Yeah. That'll do her.
Double 14s on the die. So 27 and 19.
Nice.
Expertise is a heck of a drug. Yeah. You basically just sink into the shadows. Although, Oric and Lexi, would you like to turn your lights out?
Sure.
I'll just hide it around the corner.
All right.
I don't really know how to do that on my character because I'm.
I was gonna say, can you all adjust your own lighting settings?
I don't think so.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure I can.
That's weird. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was strange. Cyrus was in the void for a moment.
I couldn't tell if it was a door or not. So I was just like, is this space on the map? Oh, yep, it is. Okay.
All right. So yeah, you see what looks like a well-appointed private hallway. It's sort of scaled down a little bit. It's more homey. The hallways that you've been moving through have been wider, typically of like dark stone. This hallway looks more simultaneously both more low key, but also just more. It's less grand, but more homey, if that makes sense.
So did we find the servants' quarters, or was the king just like into more comfort stuff in his private spaces?
If you'd like to know, Cyrus, give me a history check. Dang.
Nat 20.
Nice. According to the official biography of the king.
Yeah, you definitely recognize this from its counterpart upstairs. A little bit of it has been tweaked and modified by the spell that sustains this place. But yeah, you definitely recognize this is the private wing of the Raven King. It looks like it was taken more or less intact, which is very surprising. Most of the rest of this place has been very piecemeal, sort of Legoed together in ways that don't always make sense. But this hallway is almost one for one. And in fact, you even know what these doors lead to. The door immediately on if you're facing down the hallway, the door to your right is the bedroom. The next door is the study. The door to your left leads to a small armory. You also know that there is some kind of experimentation chamber at the end of the hallway, and beyond the study, there is a room for alchemy, enchanting, and spellcasting.
That fancy stuff.
And then what's the one that I'm what would this one be
The one
closest to
below
when I
you?
came in? Yeah.
That's the armory.
Well, that's the armory.
Yeah.
So what's the end of the hall?
End of the hall is some kind of experimentation chamber.
Ah, all right. So Cyrus will ping Oric through the token telepathically. Hey, we found your hallway. I know
take
which
that
one's
as
your
all clear.
bedroom.
Yeah.
I take that as an all clear, and I come in.
Yeah.
And yeah, Oric, as soon as you walk into this hallway, you have exactly the same recollection.
And so even beyond my light sources, I just know, yeah, that's that.
Yeah. You could turn all the lights off and walk down this hallway just fine.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that, but
Just for fun, give me an Arcana check. Just Oric.
How's a 21?
Pretty dang good. Not only does this space feel familiar, but it actually... there's actually an element of... the enchantments, some of the enchantments in this hallway have been fully preserved to the extent that you can actually still feel some of them.
Nice.
And specifically, so some of the larger enchantments don't work because the space has been distorted. They rely on the castle being intact because there is arcana, massive arcana that runs through the whole building. You would know that it's very similar to what is in place at the Blackthorn estate. But there were even more spells that required this sort of heavy foundation. This space was hugely enchanted. But there are some of the smaller pieces that still work in this form. Specifically, you find a sort of personal alarm spell that covers only this wing. And it pings on basically every room.
Okay.
There are things not necessarily moving, but there are things present in every single room.
Of course there are.
I was gonna say things that aren't supposed to be there.
Things that would ping the alarm spell.
Okay.
Well, I would prefer to avoid as many of those as possible. I imagine the best place to go would probably be the study.
Yeah.
So the study is the second door on the right. Your sense of alarm catches the impression of 3 beings of some kind in that chamber.
And the alarm spell is not sophisticated enough to tell me more than just 3 things that shouldn't be there.
It doesn't even necessarily say shouldn't be there. It just says 3 things are there.
Okay. Well, it's my personal study, so if they're there, they shouldn't be.
Unless it's your magical artifacts calling out to you or something.
Open the door and cast fireball 7 times and then close the door again.
No, that's how you burn the castle down, honey.
Yep.
We're trying to recover something.
I don't have that many fireballs anyway.
Probably a good thing.
I mean, I think, well, you're definitely down some spell slots at this point. I think from a fresh start, you could probably cast 6 or 7.
Let's find out.
If you ran all your 3s and
Yeah,
then your
7.
4s and 5s. That's kind of what I was thinking. Is it 3, 3, and 1 or 4, 2, and 1?
It's 3, 3, 1.
Yeah. All right. So what do you want to do? What do you actually want to do?
Yeah. Well, want to go into the study. The question is, do we want to sneak in or do we just want to open the door and announce our presence?
I mean, in a way, it's your turf, but you also might get further with the element of surprise.
True. I mean, I feel like we are going to be, if they don't belong there, we're going to be fighting them either way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
If we remember this is a copy of Upstairs, do we remember where the seal is upstairs?
So the seal upstairs had been moved into the sort of throne / audience chamber,
Oh, okay.
and was sort of in a. It had definitely been modified. Would be the
Yeah,
way
it
to
was
put
like in a display case kind of thing.
Yeah.
Wasn't necessarily where you would have found it were you in the palace back then.
So what's the play?
Do a sneaky check into the study.
I guess it's probably not a bad idea.
Cool.
I'll hide the torch.
Do I need to roll again?
I was gonna say my character will hide the torch. Rachel will not hide the torch because Rachel does not.
Uh,
You don't want to hide.
I think we can let it ride. You just made it like
Okay.
8 seconds ago.
Oh, what is in that corner?
Uh-oh.
Yeah. As you enter, you see a familiar looking silhouette.
Familiar how?
Like it might have chased you through several rooms and stabbed you all over and over again.
Jesus effing Christ.
Wait. Well, I don't see that on the map. I'm at the northwest corner.
Oh, great.
Oh, well, you should. We had this problem before. For some reason, in dark vision, you should be able to see a token up in the top right corner.
Okay.
So here's what you see. There are bookshelves lining this room. There is a sumptuous carpet across the center, on which sits a small leather couch, which looks particularly fine for this era. There is a desk in the corner, and in the top left is some kind of table of arcane instruments. You've seen similar setups in the. You've seen more modern versions of this setup on the Blackthorn estate. You have seen a lot of Fey variations of this. Maine had something like this that was controlling the enchantments around Banner and Norton's. What you also see, three more things. There are crumpled piles of armor and weapons just sort of strewn about this room. And in the top right corner is another one of those perfectly still silhouettes, much like the one that chased you down and tried to grab you in one of the previous chambers. What would you all like to do?
Well, I'm still hanging out in the hallway.
Yeah, seriously.
Do I think it spotted me?
You have a very good stealth check. You also remember last time, Auric, kind of wandered in and out a couple of times before it seemed to actually lock in on him.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, the time that it really beat the crap out of us was when I walked in and I was glowing. So I'm only glowing on the computer instead of in game because I can't turn it off.
So Cyrus is gonna poke his head back out the slip back out the door and be like, "There's another one of those echoes of the War Raven in here."
So that door.
Can you tell it we're friends? If it's supposed to be an echo of Mort, can you not tell it that you are a friend of Mort?
I, the player, was
I
operating.
don't know. It seemed like we were having that it and I were having some sort of who gets to reclaim this piece of Mort's power fight.
Mhm.
Okay.
I didn't get the sense that I could.
Make friends with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was worth a shot.
So I, the player, am operating under the assumption that the seal would be in the study. Do I, the character, have any reason to believe that's the case?
Don't think you'd know well enough either way.
Fair enough.
Here's what I'll say. So, Cyrus, give me an Arcana check with advantage, and Auric, give me an Arcana check with advantage. You all are working out two different ideas.
Whoa.
All right. The virtual dice hit each other and knocked them off of 19s.
That's just rude.
Supposedly, it really is physics based, and it's not like when you're watching it bounce, it is actually doing that. It's not just pretending and a random number generator already came up with it. This is the story I have heard. I don't know if it's true, but
Yeah, I've seen Amy Dallin has said that.
Yeah, they just did a
Amy
video
Dallin
on it.
Say that in as an official staff member.
yeah, so
Okay.
supposedly that's the case.
Okay.
All right.
So I can yell at the digital dice interfering.
We can get out the real dice if we need them.
That also means that they chose to allow there to be cocked dice. And
On the
supposedly
digital platform.
it reflects the properties of the die you've chosen. So if you pick one that's a heavy metal, it supposedly does not bounce as much and lands heavier. Again, this sort of stretches my believability, but
Yeah. But allegedly.
allegedly.
Yeah, how much of this is lore and not actual?
So we'll start with Cyrus's check first. So with a 16, you've already put a lot of this together. Whatever is in the corner here, it's in a weird way, it is very similar to what you are, but it's also very similar to what your coat is and your weapons. It's a fragment of mort that has been carved away, but it's not as finished as you are. In your case, you already had sort of a human spirit and body that shaped the power and allowed you to retain a sort of distinct personality. The same way that Alex had something similar, and Sana was sort of fully formed. There was no container that she was sort of poured into. She is all mort all the way down. Very similar to how your coat works. Your coat is a smaller fragment. This doesn't have as much direction. This was just a part of mort that was left behind, and without a will to restrain it, all it wants is to be the Great Raven.
So you got to tell it who's boss.
Basically.
Trying to think of anything else you should know. It's a fragment of mort. It's not as... Oh. You get the impression that as long as you have sufficient will, you are capable of subsuming and manipulating these fragments. Like, you are powerful enough that, for example, your bow doesn't take you over. Your coat doesn't take you over. You did have a problem when you combined too many of the items too fast.
Right.
But based on what happened in your previous encounter, if you defeat this, you essentially get it. It's something you can take with you.
You're collecting pieces of mort.
Well,
And put them back together like a puzzle.
I've still got those like 2 ravens overhead, I think.
Yeah.
So Cyrus Endgame has become mort?
Pieces of Mort, Queensborough's top emo album of 2011. But anywho, yeah. You feel like you'll be able to gather these fragments and do something with them. There's some danger if you're not cautious about it, but as long as you don't let it defeat you, and you don't just slap it all together all at once, you think that you could really make some gains from this. Auric, with your fairly substantial Arcana check, you've now walked through the majority of this extra-dimensional space. Your guess would be that even this fragmented seal of the Raven King is probably the biggest metaphysical thing down here. It would make sense if it is in a central location. Not just geographically, but also in that same sort of poetic, metaphorical, metaphysical sense. You just have a hunch it's got to be in the throne room.
Yeah.
That was the other door, wasn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
That being said, you don't know specifically what's back here, but you remember enough that this was where Bran kept the good stuff.
So it might be worth looting.
Well, yes.
It's not looting, it's just collecting his things for an extended
Exactly.
vacation.
Yes. My own stuff.
That's true.
We already passed the armory door back here. And this door over here is the magical laboratory. What was the first door on the right again?
Bedroom?
Yes, bedroom.
Bedroom. Take the comfy sheets before we leave.
Did they have comfy sheets back then?
I was a king.
True.
And each room has something in it that triggered the alarm spell.
Yep. Well, I mean, Mort's probably been in every single room in this palace.
True. You know what? Just for grins, I'm going over to the bedroom door and opening it.
Lord.
From your vantage point, you see what can only be described as a royal bed. It is massive by the standards of this day. At least by modern standards, it would be approximately an oversized king. But in an era where many people were sleeping on sort of straw-filled bedrolls, this looks positively luxurious. There is a wardrobe in the corner. There is a window pointing out into the void. And there is some kind of wisping figure directly north of you. And it immediately sees you.
Because you didn't sneak.
I did not sneak.
So, let me pull up a different encounter than I had pulled up.
You're welcome.
Cyrus, get ready to absorb some Mort. Just a different part of it.
Orders and
It's the part of Mort that used to read the Raven used to read Bronn bedtime stories.
Yes.
Like, go the fuck to sleep.
All right. We are going to go straight into initiative.
All right.
Fair.
I suppose that means that I need to get closer, doesn't it?
Nope, not yet, because you were down here when he opened the door.
Oh, that's right. It was. So I'm not in initiative, am I?
Oh, you
No,
are.
you're in initiative,
Just
but
back there.
you're just not going
Oh.
to be in the mix until your turn.
Oh, that's a good point. All right. Where's my initiative? $17.
All right. This wisping raven figure is right at the top.
Great. Maisie, unless you can actively help us fight this thing, I don't want to hear you whining. Oh, the injustice of it being 15 minutes until treat time.
I guess I don't have a token for this because who would make this? The creature looks at you. It raises its hands, and massive spectral wings emanate out
From the
its
hands?
shoulders.
Oh, from the shoulders.
And instantly, the room fills with fire.
Burning in your bed. You're gonna stand for this.
Oh, what happened?
Did it just cast a fireball spell centered on itself?
There we go. Okay. Next is Auric. Auric, what do you want to do? The flame seems to be sustained. It is. The token is not reflecting it perfectly. Do I have a square fire? I do. Hold up.
Help us visualize this better. Whoa! Holy shit, I can see that through the wall.
My bedroom is on fire.
Yep,
Dude,
it
you're gonna
is.
burn this palace down. It's already in the ground.
It
I do
is
not approve of this.
fully filling up the room. And it is your turn.
The room's lit up now, so that's nice, I guess.
Now, how the hell are we supposed to defeat it when it's on fire?
And you said the fire seems to be sustained.
Yes.
What does that even mean?
It says to me that it's a concentration spell.
Okay.
So you know what?
Distract it.
He lit my bedroom on fire. I'm not playing games no more.
I mean, I'd be pretty pissed.
I am going to cast a heightened spell, which means it will have disadvantage on the saving throw. And I am going to cast Banishment. Get out my house. So that's a charisma save of 18 with disadvantage.
Well, here's an interesting question. What happens when a creature who is concentrating on a spell is banished?
I'd say the spell goes with him. But that's just my guess. So where did you banish him to?
If he is not native to this plane, then to his home plane.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You check the
Suddenly,
wording.
there was a forest fire in whatever part of Fairy.
I guess it would really be what happens if you move out of the range of the concentration spell.
Okay, they're incapacitated, so it doesn't matter. The fire winks out.
Nice.
All right.
Okay, good. And now I step into my bedroom.
All right. The fragment of the War Raven that was waiting in the corner is going to use its legendary action to teleport next to you.
I've made a tragic mistake.
And it's going to use its Blade of Ill Omen attack. $18 to hit.
That hits.
That is 6 slashing and 19 necrotic. And you now have a bleeding wound.
Ow. And I immediately need to make a concentration saving throw to keep my...
Banishment spell.
Yeah. Constitution save, right?
Yes. And you'll add that damage together. That's
it was
not gonna
on
do
the
it.
20. It was on the 20.
What it roll to?
2.
Oh, that's bull.
The creature in the corner winks back into existence. And it is now the fragment's turn.
Hang on, I still have movement.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were done when you moved into the room.
I'm back out of the room.
All right. On its turn, it's going to move to the doorway. And it's going to stab you again. 26 to hit.
That'll do it.
6 slashing and 15 necrotic. You now have 2 levels of bleeding wound.
Ow.
And it's going to slash again.
I'm about to fall down.
Only a
I'm starting
9.
to wonder if the heist was a better idea than this.
Only a 9.
That's a miss.
All right, it is Lexi's turn. So, from your perspective, Auric walks into a room. There is suddenly a massive inferno. He casts a spell. The fire goes out. He walks into the room. You hear a sound of muffled violence. He walks out of the room, and then out of the doorway, you see a shining black short sword reach out and just stab him viciously. And now it's your turn.
Lexi's like, God damn it, I did not sign up for this. All right. Let's see here. Where am I going? Here we go.
Are you raging?
I am now. It's like my third of 4 rages, so we better stop this crap. Otherwise,
I tried to stop it by banishing the thing, and there was a second thing.
you failed. You have failed. All right, let me see. Where do I check off my rage bonus action? There it is.
I also yell out, Mort, stop being a creeper and get out of my room.
Just to torment you a little, if you had asked, you would probably have been able to use the alarm spell to figure out how many creatures were in here.
Yeah, I thought about that after I walked in.
Good job. All right, so Lexi's gonna rage and sigh deeply.
At least you got to rage first this time.
I did, thankfully, get to rage first this time. All right, and go over to where Auric is, and so that I'm close enough to see this bitch ass figure. And let's see here. I'm going to get my spear and stab it.
That was 46 points of damage
Yes, it was.
so far.
Okay, that was a 17 to hit.
17 does hit.
Okay. Okay, wait. I have 2 to roll, but they're both piercing. What is it?
Is it one-handed or two-handed?
Oh, one-handed, so it's the 6.
Yeah.
Okay. 8 points of damage.
And you roll an extra d6 because
Yep.
It's the lightning.
You're right. And 3. That literally skidded across all the way on the 3 and just plopped down.
All right. That's your first attack.
Yep. Do it again. Oh, I'll hit the damage instead of the 20 to see if I actually, yeah.
Well, that's good because that would not have been a great attack roll.
This is a 24.
24 hits.
Yeah, because I had a moment as soon as I hit it, I was like, wait, that's really low. Oh, wait, that was the dodge button. That's 13 damage.
All right. And roll the extra d6.
Another 3 of lightning.
Nice.
Okay.
With your crackling spear, you stab into it. dealing almost as much damage to it as it did to Auric.
You're welcome.
Everybody get out of my bedroom.
Not anymore. We can't. Now we got to kill these things. Your
At the
privacy is secondary to
At
our
the-
survival.
end of Lexi's turn, it is going to use its Vanishing Strike legendary action and make another Blade of Ill Omen attack against Auric.
Rude.
24 to hit.
You say that.
24?
Yep.
I fall down.
Well, 24 to hit.
Oh, yes. I have 11 hit points, so I'm probably going to fall down.
Yeah, that's 34.
Bye, Auric.
I fall down.
Cool. So here's a fun thing for the people who are conscious. Auric now has 3 of these vicious bleeding wounds. They don't go away just because he's unconscious.
Great.
All right.
Now he's bleeding out.
It is Cyrus's turn.
Would it be possible for me to like feed Auric a potion and use my like bonus action disengage to back him away a little bit so that like we can at least like kind of position Lexi between us?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So now we're just gonna kill 2 people, right? I know. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming. Okay. Yeah.
Actually, take that back. Because I was here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wait, there's your last one.
You could sort of drag him diagonal.
All right. So I've been dragged.
Is that a spot?
Yeah.
Can we end up there?
Yeah, the hallway's 10 feet across. It just gets a little weird with the 3D walls.
Okay.
They have a slight isometric quality to them, which makes them look cool, but screws up the grid.
Okay. Or if I were to dash and drag him, would then we get risk an attack from the thing?
Interesting thought. You know, I don't think so, because Auric is not willingly moving.
Right. Fourth
Okay.
movement doesn't draw an attack.
Cool. So yeah. So I'm gonna bonus action dash. So that's 5. So that's 25 feet there.
Oh,
So
now
I've
if you
got
step
another-
into that square, you're going to get an attack.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see. All right. So I was here. 1, 2, 3.
If you go diagonal on the last one, you'll be fine.
Okay. 4. Grab Auric. Pull him back. 5. And so like pull us back to like here maybe.
Oh, stop it. It like wants to bump you through the wall.
And then where's my all right. All right, and I'll do a greater healing on him.
You notice to your relief that as soon as he starts healing, the vicious wounds rapidly scab over and then fall off, revealing I guess you're in human form now, right?
Yes.
Revealing sort of normal, healthy skin underneath.
Okay.
So it does not look like he will bleed out now.
Well, that's good.
Cool. That's it for Cyrus.
All right. We are back to the top, and the creature is no longer banished. It is going to come up behind the fragment of the War Raven. And it's not nice. It's going to cast. It's going to cast Confusion. So all three of you get to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, good. I have a +0.
16.
It's all you, Lexi.
3.
Oof.
Yeah, just the worst.
No one has any helpful items.
Do we? I don't know.
I feel like it's
I don't
always
think we've
worth.
got anything that helps with saving throws, to my knowledge.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't see anything. All right. Yep. Welcome to the confusion party. All right. Now it is Oric's turn. Oric, you get to roll a 1d10.
Please don't attack me on accident.
I rolled an 8.
No. Roll. Oof. I guess this is not the worst. Oh, it is now. Okay. Roll. Roll 1d4. And before you. Have you already hit it?
Not yet.
Okay. Lexi, evens or odds?
Evens.
All right.
Rolled a 4.
You make a melee attack against Lexi.
Fuck you. See if I help you find your stupid seal anymore, Oric.
And I think this has got to be with the Monarch Rapier.
Yeah.
I was about to be like, oh yeah, Oric has crappy melee attacks.
Not with this one, he doesn't. Yes, that will hit.
I'm sleeping on the couch tonight.
Yeah, he is. You're lucky you rolled such shitty damage because I can have
6
that.
points.
So half of that, but you also need to roll 1d6 psychic.
Oh, yeah, because I don't have psychic damage protection, do I?
Only thing you don't resist.
3 psychic.
Okay, so 9.
Could be worse.
Could technically be worse.
All right, that is Oric's turn. It is the War Raven. Oh, at the end of Oric's turn, you get to make a Wisdom saving throw to break out.
Oric does.
Yeah.
Okay. He fails.
fails.
Auric will be confused forevermore. Trapped down here in his old rotting palace with all these fire things that are burning up his curtains and bed sheets. Meanwhile,
right.
Lexi will go back to bartending and never speak of this again.
The fragment
the
of the
world
War
now.
Raven makes an attack of 15 against Lexi, so that misses.
Thank God.
And an 18, which unfortunately is going to hit.
Yeah.
Double check the wording. So, oh no, you can't take reactions. All right. I know. I was hoping for you there. So 7 slashing
Okay.
and
So that's
23
3.
necrotic. So halve to 15 total. You get a bleeding wound,
Oh, goody.
but that is its whole turn.
Okay.
Lexi, it's your turn. Roll 1d10. This is where Auric might be in trouble.
Yeah. Confused Lexi fights back.
I'm
Wait,
not
Lexi
confused.
I thought Lexi saved.
Oh,
I
did you,
saved.
did you save? Okay.
Oh, yeah. I got a 16. Or something like that. Where can I see my previous rolls?
In the game log.
Oh
sure,
yeah,
this is
you just
like-
barely saved. All right, this is not as bad as it could be. All right, Lexi,
Small
what do you want to do?
mercies. Stab a couple bitches, but I'll focus on the bad ones rather than the confused ones. I'm nice like that. Lexi is just about done with these shenanigans. All right, so we're going to take the broken spear. We're going to stab that bitch in the front. 27.
27 will hit.
10 damage.
Plus.
3 lightning.
All right.
Aha.
Oh, also, before I forget, at the start of your turn, you take 7 necrotic damage, reduced to 3, as the wound from the Blade of Ill Omen festers.
Okay.
But you have another attack left.
All right, I'm almost down to a quarter health. $19.
19 will hit.
8 damage. Plus 6 damage.
All right. It's starting to look pretty substantially hurt.
Good. It should.
All right. At the end of your turn, it is just gonna. Oh, wait. Nope. Important question. I have to give it vision because I need to know if it can see Cyrus. It can see Cyrus now. At the end of Lexi's turn, it's going to burn all of its legendary actions to pop behind Cyrus and make a Blade of Ill Omen attack. That's a 27, which is a critical.
Awesome.
This is gonna hurt. Yeah. This is 11 points of slashing.
Uncanny dodge.
You don't have reactions while you're confused.
Oh.
So wait, should I have had a reaction since I wasn't confused?
Yes.
Can I roll that shit?
Yeah.
Back roll it. Let's see. Reaction. There it is, not bonus action.
So which one are you?
The one that was supposed to get me.
Right, but here's what I'm going to offer.
Okay.
You have not used your once a day that blinds someone, right?
No, I have not.
If you successfully blind this thing, it will have disadvantage when it attacks Cyrus, which might negate this crit. We're
Okay.
playing a little bit
Yeah,
of time
then
time travel shenanigans here, but
yeah. Yeah, I'll blind it. Do I have to roll something different?
that is for it to roll.
Okay.
So that is a DC 16 Constitution save. It only got a 9.
All right. So it got blinded.
Yep, so we're going to have it roll that attack again. It only gets a 14. You have
That misses.
saved Cyrus's life. It was about
What
to do
can I say except you're welcome?
Carrying the party.
Carrying the party because I remembered I wasn't confused
that was going to be a
somehow.
total of 47 points of damage, and he could not use Uncanny Dodge.
That would have been instantly down.
It is blinded. That is a very, very, very good thing. All right. So it misses. It is now behind Cyrus, and it is Cyrus's turn. So Cyrus, roll 1d10.
Yeah, hit it.
I'm about to fall down.
You are?
Yes.
Okay.
Cyrus is confused and behind me.
I was going to say, depending on what he rolls, this could be very bad for Auric.
Well, you kind of earned it.
On a 9. Ooh. On a 9, you get to act and move normally. Everything's coming up, Cyrus.
All right. It's blinded, so it can't see me. So I've already got advantage, right?
Yes.
So we're going with short swords. Oh, that would be. That might actually be good, but I've never gotten it to work.
Trying to get the dual wield attack.
Or I was thinking about using booming blade,
Uh,
because I've got that as a cantrip, and this seems like a fairly mobile foe, so like it might trigger, but it also means I only get one. It means I don't get the other attack. And I don't know if it would chase me or if it would just attack.
it is nice that it's written willingly moves, so that it covers all forms of movement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, yeah, actually, since I've got, and because I don't want to be next to him, I think I do want to back up. So, yeah, let's do Booming Blade. We will do one attack with advantage.
Nice.
And
Advantage was a good call.
yes, it was. So, we'll do that plus.
Nice.
So, 30 points of damage.
Nice. And Sage Advice is on your side. You can sneak attack with Green Flame Blade or Booming Blade. I just thought I would double check.
And then I will bonus action disengage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is now wreathed in thunderous energy.
All right. It is very hurt. Anything else?
Do I resave at the end of my turn?
Yes, wisdom save.
Seven.
Ouch. All right. It is the Wisping Raven Fragment creature's turn. It manifests a spear of shadows and is going to fling it at Lexi. First attack is a 10.
That doesn't hit.
Nope. Second attack is a 15.
Oh, that doesn't hit either, but it's close.
Some clutch rolls are really pulling this out for you all.
Seriously.
It is Oric's turn. Oric, give me a 1d10.
What if I don't wanna?
You don't get a goddamn
I
choice.
got a 1. I think that means I do nothing.
No, that is you move in a random direction. So roll 1d8.
Orc's just gonna make up some new dance moves tonight.
All right, you got a 1. One is not great in this context. You. What is something Oric is afraid of?
Lexi's wrath.
Did we say bats earlier?
I think we did, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like weird giant fey bats.
Yeah.
There are like 30 of them swooping down at you from above a long landscape of strange, twisted fey trees that can't possibly actually be behind you. Some rational part of your brain tells you. But nevertheless, you screech and run and crash into this wall, bringing you right up to the fragment of the War Raven. All right.
Here I thought one was going to be due north. Oh well.
I always go top left.
Yeah.
So give me a wisdom save.
Please wake up. Please wake up. 18.
All right, you break the effect. You are no longer confused.
Thank God.
Well, I can use reactions now at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since we've all now learned that reactions are real clutch right now.
All right. Whew. This is not ideal, though. Okay. I don't feel like there is any good reason that this thing doesn't try to stab you, unfortunately.
Is it still blinded?
It is still blinded,
Okay.
but I just don't. I can't think of why it would not try and stab you.
Let's just hope it misses since it's, you know.
Let me double check the language on blinded.
You're okay.
Do you have opinions on the creature being blinded? Is that why you're yelling?
Well, I guess there's nothing. Huh. There's nothing in particular that says it would not be able to tell where you are. I feel like I remember reading something about that, but I do not see it. And I might be thinking of like Pathfinder or something.
Right.
So it is going to swing with disadvantage. Low roll is an 18.
What?
Rolled an 11 and a 19.
I fall down.
Do you have shield or anything?
No, my reaction is Featherfall, which has been very handy so far, let me tell you.
I'll make sure to throw you off a cliff. Maybe when you level up, you should replace that with shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's fitting that someone who is as reckless as Auric does not have the shield spell. But mechanically, it is very dangerous for you.
No kidding.
Aren't you like the protagonist of this now? Like, what are you doing? Stop
Yeah.
trying to kill yourself.
He is a protagonist.
Well, I mean, he's the famous Raven King. Like,
Y'all got your own stuff going on.
yes, but the history books, Colby, the history books.
As you have discovered, there is more than what goes in the history books. Yeah, that's 36 points of damage
Yeah.
and a bleeding wound.
Well, at least we know how to fix that on you.
And it has another attack.
Well, you better hope.
I'm going to say that it can't. Yeah, I don't see any reason why it doesn't come over here.
Booming Blade.
Oh, that's a good point. Let's move it back.
I was
It's
going
gonna
to say
make-
that it triggers. I was going to say it triggers, not that it stops
Well, I'll
it.
say I'm going to give it an intelligence check.
Oh.
It gets an 18. It knows it shouldn't move.
Dang it.
So it's going to make a ranged attack with disadvantage against Lexi. And it's going to miss. It only gets an 11.
Good.
It is Lexi's turn. The fragment of the War Raven is like coming apart.
I'm sorry, what?
The fragment of the War Raven is just coming apart.
Okay. And that's what's over by on the other side of Auric.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just losing like wisps of shadow and feathers and leather. Like pieces of the armor are just coming off.
Okay.
And the whole thing reeks of blood.
So I'm trying to decide if I want to still be using my broken spear, if I want to hit something that does better damage. Because my mallet and my maul do better damage. So,
I think you actually almost break even.
do I?
Yeah, because you have the 1d6 lightning damage.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Well, especially if you used it. Or are you using a shield?
What do you mean?
Do you have a shield?
I don't know.
Because if not, then using the spear two-handed would give you even more damage.
Oh, I typically picture myself using it one-handed. I'm not sure if I have a shield.
So you could pick up a shield.
I probably could.
Probably from somewhere here.
Probably.
So here's the thing else I'll tell you.
Okay.
You could throw the broken spear.
That's true.
And then potentially close into melee range with the caster.
The caster?
If you look through the door,
Right.
that's the one that casts the confusion spell.
Oh, so I could throw the spear at this wisp that is mostly dying and then move? Is that what you're saying?
Or you could then throw it through the door. But yeah,
Right, because it comes
more
right back.
options.
Right. Okay. Well, I was just thinking of taking advantage of the fact that that thing is mostly dead to get it out and then attack something else if I can. But okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna throw my spear at the one that's mostly dead behind Auric. And that's a 19
19 hits.
okay.
How do you finish it?
With 11 points of damage. Oh, let me do my lightning so we can see what the extra effects are. Ooh, a 5. I was gonna say it's gonna roll a 1. It's just gonna like spark a little bit.
It had 3 hit points.
And at 3 hit points. All right. Um, so the spear kind of like goes through it and like rips it apart, like because you said it's kind of wispy. So it's like, I mean, it's like ghost-like, when it goes through because it shouldn't quite go through the way that it does, but it does, and it wisps apart with sparks kind of coming out and crackling lightning,
So
and then it just is gone.
in this spray of shadow and scraps of leather and blood and feathers, it just disperses as the broken spear flies through it, travels probably another 10, 15 feet down the hallway, and then recalls itself to your hand
Yep.
with a distant low roll of thunder. All of you hear a plink sound as something metal hits the ground where the fragment of the War Raven was. I did forget, though, you take necrotic damage at the top of your turn from the Blade of Ill Omen.
Yeah.
So that'll be 9 necrotic reduced to 4.
Okay.
And you've got one more attack.
All right, then I'm going to engage this Raven token here, which I'm assuming is the confusion dude.
Yep.
Okay. And I'm gonna throw my spear at it.
Why does it think the door is so narrow?
I don't know. 27.
Yeah, 27 will hit. I
Okay,
was going to
that's-
say, the way the door is situated looks like he would have disadvantage, but I don't
Yeah.
think that's correct because it's
Okay.
acting like the door is only open like this much,
Yeah.
but it should be wide
I mean, I can
open.
see a good portion of it. I feel like I should, even with what it's at, from what I can see, that I should be able to aim.
Yeah, it's
and
weird
hit
that
it.
it's
Yeah.
But anywho,
Okay, so that was, what did I say? 11 points of damage?
12.
13? 12?
And you've still got
12.
your 1d6 lightning
Yep.
damage.
6.
Nice.
All right, 18 points of damage. It's going to make a concentration check. It is just barely going to succeed. All right. It is Cyrus's turn. Cyrus, what do you want to... Oh, you've got to roll your 1d10.
Yeah. Did you say the War Raven only had 3 hit points before
Yeah.
Lexi attacked it?
Yeah.
Shoot. Okay.
Yeah, that was why...
Oh,
know we
do
can't-
I was gonna say, can I get do I get a bonus action of like healing or something?
You could use it to drink a potion yourself.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking, was
Yeah.
trying to get my wound healed up.
Yep.
Okay.
And any amount of healing will do it. So I'll go ahead and mark
Okay,
it.
let me find my inventory.
I just realized I missed that Booming Blade does additional thunder damage on a hit, so
Oh, so it would have been dead.
it might have been dead before it killed Oric.
Too late now.
This would have been good to remember.
Mm-hmm.
I did not understand. The coding on it on D&D Beyond has
Yeah.
always confused me with the spell, and so I didn't.
Yeah, it doesn't do extra damage of differing die types. Like, it doesn't handle it well at all. That's
Yeah.
like why Lexi, we always have to roll the die separately, which is annoying.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I missed the 1d8 versus 2d8 wet triggers win. So
Okay, I have a lesser potion of healing that I'm gonna consume. So,
Although lesser is like almost no healing, though, right?
okay, then I'll just do the regular.
I'll say you might want to save the lesser just to revive someone.
Okay.
Because it's 1d4 plus 1 hit points.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll just do a regular potion of healing. which is 2d4 plus 2 hit points. So,
And Cyrus, the good news, on a roll of 10, you can act normally.
Nope.
so that's 8 points of healing for me.
If I move up to here on to
Yeah, you can
Lexi
attack
Square,
normally. That's what I was saying is, oh, well, but she's in that space. You're
yeah,
going to have
I
to,
wondered
move
like,
through
where
into
do,
the room, or
where do I have to get to be able to see it to shoot at it?
something's
Range.
weird with that door. I'm just going to, like, hold on. What is up with
Agree.
that? I moved
Surrounding.
the door and it didn't correct. Do you all still only have that same sliver of vision?
Yeah. Let me see if I move in and out if that changes anything. No, it goes back to that.
Oh, I feel like it's working okay now.
Okay.
It's like the light isn't carrying through correctly.
Mm.
But yeah, from what I can see, you can see it perfectly fine, Cyrus.
Okay. That was. Okay. Yeah. Why is it not letting? Alright. Well, now my token has gotten stuck.
Uh-oh.
Ugh.
Is that better?
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna move up. We got a bonus action hide for advantage, and then we're gonna shoot at it.
I saw Lexi's potion roll and I was super confused. Don't forget to add the +2 on your potion, Lexi.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I only did the
2d4.
2.
Again, super weird that something really basic like potions doesn't roll correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
24 will hit.
Nice.
30 points of damage.
All right, it's got to make a DC 15 con save to keep the spell.
Oh, all right.
It succeeds. Unless, do you have more damage to throw on that?
No, I don't.
All right, but that's still 30 points of damage. It's pretty hurt.
Right, because that only does. Oh yeah, that's a crit on it. All right, and then Cyrus is just gonna slide back on this side of Lexi.
I forget at this level, do you get a second attack?
Rogues never get a second attack.
Okay.
That's their one. Or it's just the
Downfall.
bonus action offhand, but they never get double.
That's why a lot of them dual wield.
Yeah.
I realize I'm rogue splaining, and you've played plenty of rogues. All right. Anything else?
Still confused.
But man, you're killing it on those rolls. So
Yeah.
it is the creature's turn. What does it want to do? Yeah, man. Dungeon Alchemist usually does really well, but for some reason this door on this corner is super jacked up. It is going to cast Fear. It drops concentration on confusion, and Lexi and Cyrus have to make wisdom saving throws with disadvantage. As it comes up to you, there is this sense of impending doom.
6.
Oof.
3.
All right. So you are frightened, and while you are frightened, you must take the dash action and move away from it by the safest available route on each of your turns, unless there is nowhere to move.
So this is going to be how Auric dies.
Yep.
He is dying, and we have to run away.
Yep.
Yep.
It's not great.
Nice knowing you, Auric.
All right. It is interesting. What's the wording? I feel like I'm looking at a lot of sage advice tonight. Did not answer my question. Oh, here we go. Oh, nope, not the correct thing. So, when Cyrus uses cunning action, he can make a dash action. The wording of Fear. Oh, that's actually worse than I thought it was. Hold on. Okay, good news and bad news. Good news. With a very pedantic reading, I think Cyrus can bonus action dash and fulfill the requirements of the spell. Because it just says take the dash action. It doesn't say take as many dash actions as you can. It doesn't say take the dash action as an action. It just says must take the dash action. So hypothetically, you do have an action here somewhere. Now for the bad news. The spell says you drop whatever you're holding. So that means that the broken spear and the sword/bow of ill omen are both going to fall in the squares in front of you. All right. But that is the creature's turn. Oh, nope. It still gets to attack. It is going to make a spear attack against Lexi. 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oof. 6 piercing and 29 necrotic. So that'll be reduced to 17. But I think you can use your reaction.
Yeah, and I want to just clarify because I didn't move my token. Would I have been like, because my understanding was I had to then do that on my turn. Did I?
Yes,
Okay.
fear happens on your turn.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to clarify that. All right, so then I react if it'll let me touch the button. There we go. With 9 radiant damage.
Nice.
Okay. I was thinking of a different barbarian path. I was like, wait, doesn't she have advantage on fright or something?
Berserker.
Berserkers.
Yeah, I'm not a berserker.
All right. So you both drop your weapons. It takes 9 points of damage. Good news, it's going to have to roll a con save to see if it keeps the spell.
Okay.
It gets a dirty 20.
Ew.
All right. It is Oric's turn. Oric, at the top of your turn, you take damage from your wound and have 1 failed death save. And then you need to make another death saving throw.
I am choosing to take these with advantage. And I cannot find where on D&D Beyond it actually lets you roll death save, so I'm just going to roll 2d20. And one of them was a 16.
All right. You have 1 success and 1 failure. Oof. It is Lexi's turn. You have to use all of your movement to move as far away as possible.
Okay, so that's 40 feet walking speed. So what does that translate to?
You also have to use the dash action.
Yeah, so then what does that translate to?
So I would think you're going to end up at the end of this hallway.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I can kind of see it, but
Your goal is actually to not see it.
oh, my goal is actually to not see it. Okay,
Let's move you.
there. Okay.
I'm going to say that that's far enough because
Okay.
it's only kind of in the doorway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you get to make another wisdom save to try and break the effect.
Okay. $13.
13 will not save.
Well, it was almost a 1, so better than that.
All right, Cyrus. You have to move and use your dash action until you are out of sight.
Well, I have to move, but I can break up my movement, right?
You have to take the dash action, move away by the safest possible route on each of your turns, unless there is nowhere to move.
Okay. So we're thinking west is the safe is
I mean, I would think for you, you would have to go east.
okay.
I think
So my
Lexi
question
just went that way because otherwise she would have had to barrel through you.
Okay. So my question is, do I like I am taking the dash action and I will keep running, but can I do something in the middle before I complete moving?
I think you are uniquely situated that you could use your. And I guess, Lexi, if you'd like, you could use your bonus action to drink a potion.
Okay.
I don't see anything precluding that.
All right, then I'm going to do that.
And Cyrus, you're in the unique position that you theoretically have an action or a bonus action. So yeah, if you wanted to do something, I think you could.
Okay.
This does feel like a good sage advice question.
Wrong one. Okay. So 5 points of healing.
+2.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Everything suggests this is legal.
Okay.
So, what shenanigans would you like to attempt?
Um. So according to my character sheet, I have Chiofra's dagger in the bag of holding.
You can
So while I
usually,
have dropped my swords, can I pull it out?
yeah, you can usually retrieve an item, retrieve a weapon as part of an attack.
Okay. So I'm gonna pull it out, and can I try the booming blade again, or is that too many things with it?
I think you could do it.
Okay. So I'll be rolling it at disadvantage, right? Since
Yeah.
I'm frightened. That's a 15.
Well, let's see here. 15's going to hit. No,
All right.
sorry. It has mage armor. $15 does not hit.
Okay. So now, do I get to stop running as soon as I can't see it, or do I have to run the full 60 feet?
It says until there is nowhere to move. So I guess you do have to move the full 60.
Okay.
And then you get to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. All right. So am I going through the door and keep going south?
I think so.
Okay. Yep. All right. Well, I think I'm about there. Twelve.
That is not a success. All right. It is the creature's turn. I don't know if the creature has a plan now. Auric is down, everyone else is running. It's having a good day.
Creature's like, I'll just go back into these burnt up sheets and hang out on the bed.
I think because of its nature, it is going to continue after Cyrus. It throws a spear and misses. Throws a second spear and hits. 5 piercing. Oh, 29 necrotic damage.
Uncanny dodge.
Good call. This is getting real tight, y'all.
Yeah.
That is the end of its turn. It is Auric's turn. Auric takes damage from the bleed. He now has 2 failed saves.
Mm-hmm.
And roll a death save with advantage.
16.
You are still up.
Until my next turn.
Do you need a potion?
Yes.
It is Lexi's turn.
All right. So I guess let's
If
start by
Lexi cannot see
moving.
it, does she have the ability to do things?
I mean, I have the ability to move, right?
You let's double check the wording of fear.
Yeah.
You're frightened.
Until I can't see it.
No, once you can't see it, you have to make saves until you are no longer frightened.
Oh, okay.
And you can't willingly move closer to it. I think you are
Okay.
stuck there
All right, but I can make a save.
at the end of your turn.
So can I toss Auric a potion?
I was gonna say that's the compromise here. We're just gonna call this. You've just got to hit a. I feel like this is harder than a 10. I think this is going to be a ranged attack roll,
Okay.
which you can use. I'll let you use your strength for. I think you got to hit at 15 to drop it right in Oryx square at 30 feet.
Okay. So use my strength saving throw.
Roll
roll my
hand axe.
Roll what?
Hand axe.
Hand axe. Okay, thank you. God damn it. I couldn't see it either because it went right behind the little custom die thing. So
You pull out the potion and you fling it, and
it falls and breaks.
yeah, it crashes to the ground just short.
You were supposed to catch it.
This is how Orc dies.
It is Cyrus's turn.
I don't get to make a saving throw.
Oh yeah, make your wisdom save.
Okay. Let me delete a damn potion again. And wisdom save. 16.
You succeed. You are no longer frightened.
Okay.
Oof, this is going to be close.
Does this mean I get to move and bonus action throw him another potion?
No, because it's at the end of your turn. We're already playing a little fast and loose with the rules to throw healing potions. I don't know that I'm comfortable with the precedent that I'm setting here. It is Cyrus's turn.
All right. Can't do that.
So you can make a ranged attack with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Do you have to drop ill omen?
I don't know if we returned to the cold iron bow to the blackthorns.
I would say that you all still have them for now.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know I still have them all, so
All right. Then I'm gonna try a cold iron bow on it. Not hit. So we're just gonna keep playing Chase Cyrus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
All right. Oh, no. All those hot rolls you all had at the start are not holding up.
I don't know what it's gonna do. Like it can't like it can chase me through the Raven Palace, but I'm faster than it.
All right. Yeah, it's the creature's turn. I think it's just confused at this point. It's like,
What is happening? I don't understand.
I think it's just gonna keep chasing you.
It doesn't have any other thought of what to do.
I guess it's gonna dash. That is its whole turn.
I feel like Benny Hill music has started to play in the Raven Palace.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Auric.
Did.
Give me your death saving throw with advantage. And let's see what you might do here. You need a 20.
He got a 20.
5 and a 15.
Oh, it added them.
Yeah,
That was a nasty fake out.
Yeah.
So, Auric. You have not had any visitors in this moment of darkness and quiet. You have not seen the Phantom Queen. You have not seen Bran. You have felt the cold of the floor beneath you. You have seen the nothing but the void extending out away from you in every direction. And even that one sense of feeling starts to fade and flicker. You are now hanging suspended in nothing. There is only darkness in every direction. There is no mist. There is no calling of distant ravens. But there is a strange warmth. And a little bit of light breaks through. Where have you been keeping the scarf that grandmother gave you?
You better stay on your person.
It has been in my briefcase this entire time. My briefcase, which I've been carrying with me because it's the reskinned backpack.
Like a moment out of Pulp Fiction, your briefcase falls from your numb hand and it gently clicks open. And there is a light shining out. The strands of this scarf, this material that somehow is both fine and pleasing, seemingly as light as silk, but with the chunky warmth of a thick yard. The material unthreads. The scarf unravels. Each strand becomes a long, sinuous strand of moonlight. And you feel a gentle pressure as the strands wrap around you. You feel this warmth and this light filling you up. And then you're gone. Lexi, you're the only one that sees it. Everything that Auric owns is left behind on the floor in this hallway of the Raven Palace, and his body vanishes. And that's where we're going to end for the night.
All right.
We will pick back up here next week. I'm going to go ahead and cut the recording, and we'll see you all next week.
Recording stopped.